one of the number one baby faces ever that come down the road. How many charities and events and stuff for underprivileged kids and people on their last breath that he went to see.
Yep.
Amazing, for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
Okay. And you and teaming up with him, I don't even know. It's not worth the breath coming out of my face to tell you what I really think.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Apter chat. Bill Apter here, and I'm still not down in Apter's alley. There's some repairs going on, but you see my book back here is Wrestling Fixed. I didn't know it was broken, and I still don't know it's broken, especially today, because it's definitely not broken, because one of the real good guys, genuine human beings in the wrestling business, and there's not tons of them, and a good friend, Fred Ottman, also known, Shockmaster, but in WWF back then, WWE now, Typhoon. And man, when I heard the news today, goosebumps. You and Earthquake are going to be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. Congratulations. What an honor.
Thank you. It is an honor. It was crazy when I got that phone call.
Who called you?
Telling me that.
Who called you?
Mr. Pritchard called me.
That's great.
Yes.
And
he's an awesome guy. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, what a incredible thing, because I always say there's so many guys that are so worthy to be in there that aren't yet, and
yeah.
For this to happen, and it was just amazing.
Yes. So tell us the history of you and John Cena, of course, Earthquake. The history of you two. How many tag team titles?
One set of tag team titles for WWE, but other places we've had some things. But with them. As the Natural Disasters, that's one set of tag team titles. And not some of those guys that had 15 or 20 tag team titles.
Right.
Yeah. But very appreciative.
But it's an amazing time because there are so many natural disasters going on in our world right now. So the natural disasters, it's that time. Tell us what made you and Earthquake the magnificent wrestling tag team machine that you two became.
I think because we were physically able to do a lot of stuff that smaller guys did, and we worked so good together. A lot of times with tag teams, being on the road, and we were on the road over 300 days a year.
Yeah.
And that didn't include traveling. And I forgot how many countries that I've been to. 30 or 40. And it was incredible. But he was great. He was literally my brother from another mother.
Yeah.
I tell him that all the time because we would cut up and joke and have a good time. And John was just so amazing as an athlete. I was proud when they put us together. Okay. When the office came along, we want to do this, blah, blah, blah. John had finished his run with Hogan and they had talked, and had all these things, and I'm like, that's incredible. I mean, I was just flabbergasted, and like I said, when we were on the road, it was like I hate to use this term, a married couple.
No,
we'd go to the movies, we'd go shopping together, and all that stuff, and and we were hot on TV at that point in time.
Yeah,
I remember going his family and my family to Disney World in Florida. When we're there, and that's when we're hot off TV, these mean heels, and we're riding the Dumbo ride, and we're riding the It's a Small World After All.
My favorite.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was great. And, I never had to worry about him. He never had to worry about me. We were always, where we were supposed to be, we'd be early. And whatever needed to be done, we did. And that makes for a perfect business.
What are some of the tag team matches that you remember most about competing against with him?
Oh, the Road Warriors right off the top, Money
Oh,
Incorporated, you know what I'm saying? Beverly Brothers. I mean, there was a lot of other mixed tags and stuff that we were, 8-man where me and Quake and then Nasties and that stuff. We worked against the Bushwhackers. I have people still mad at me about turning on the in the Bushwhackers because I was there in a match with them tagging in, and that's when they did the turn, and oh my God, it was crazy. But we worked with so many different people, Andre the Giant outside the ring, as the enforcer in a match, and I mean, just so many guys, that, and it just wonderful.
yeah,
You know,
it was
and
back then. Back then, the WWE was a rich tag team company. Today, they don't have that many tag teams, and I'm always kind of nagging at them to, bring up the tag team division. In your era with you and John Tenta, there were like tons of tag teams that you could compete against.
oh my God, yeah, especially back then, and before we came along, I mean, you had the Bulldogs, you had, Bret Hart and Anvil, and I mean, there was just so many different guys, Marty Jannetty and, Shawn Michaels,
Oh, sure.
before they did the split, I mean, just so many. I mean, it was a great thing. There, there's a ton of belts now. Back then, you had the Intercontinental, you had the world title, heavyweight title. I mean, and the tag titles. And like I said, and we were running up to 3 different towns a night. Also, you had different levels. And then you had usually a crew that was overseas somewhere, Japan, Europe, or whatever, what I'm saying? So it was constant,
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
If you could write a book about your days with you and Earthquake, what might you title that book?
Behind the Curtain and Under the Mat. Because
Good.
the stuff people want to know about is the stuff nobody talks about.
Yeah, yeah.
And I gotta protect the families,
Well, see, not only that, see, I feel the same way. In a lot of ways, they always say kayfabe is dead, but back in those days, nobody
Ooh.
questioned if it was real or not.
No. And there were certain guys that if you didn't believe it was real, by the time you watched them work, you would think no other thing could be possible but it being real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you still follow the business?
A little bit. I mean, I don't watch every show so
Your
much.
camera's shaking a little bit, by the way.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Because I'm old and confused.
No. Do you still follow the business?
A little bit here and there, my oldest boy works with WWE now, and so we watch every once in a while to see what's going on. And
well, what does he do?
Well, they say he is a timekeeper,
Okay.
but he does so much more. He works behind the scenes and does a lot of that kind of stuff. And he's just been, they've just given him a little promotion, he told me the other day. I talked to him.
That's
great. I hadn't talked to him for a while.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Well,
and I mean,
does he go to all the shows? Does he go to all the shows?
Oh, yeah. He's flying here, flying there. He gets there before the buildings, helps book with the booking of the buildings and the booking of, I mean, all the behind the scenes, from interacting with the people for a match with the thing and all that. I have no idea how intricate.
Well, when you talk to him, I don't know when that's to be run, but when you talk to him, I will be back doing interviews and things in Philadelphia Friday night. Let him know to look for.
Yes.
And
okay. Yeah, Berkeley Ottman. That's my boy.
Probably.
He's there ringside.
So you mentioned at the beginning of this interview that there are so many people who should go into the Hall of Fame and are not there. Who are some of those people you would mention?
Well, one of them, and I'm so happy that they've been brought in under a Legends deal, Demolition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bill Eadie and Barry Darsow. Yeah.
Oh, God bless. And I love them both. They're just amazing guys. And, I cannot go, I don't want to get off on a tangent with these guys because they are incredible and should be that way. They should be in the Hall of Fame, but there's so many people that I'm glad and I'm seeing them bringing in little at a time into the Legends agreement and that thing. And I think that's awesome. Yes.
Was there one in history? Was there one tag team that if you could make it happen that you and Earthquake would have wrestled, but it never took place?
Oh man, there's so many. And I lean toward that old school
Me too.
stuff and everything, but it's just oh my God. The Freebirds when they were hot back in the day.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, oh my God, just mix. I worked with Dusty when I was in Florida.
I remember
a lot, cage match, all that stuff and everything. But I would have loved to have been with him and Dickie Murdoch, Captain Redneck, when they were hot together as a tag.
It would have been great.
You know what I'm saying?
It would have been great.
I love all those. Bruiser Brody, and Stan.
Stan Hansen,
my God.
Yeah.
They worked solid, and they were just amazing,
Yeah, they sure were. Before I let you go,
yes,
John Cena is now being hated. But one of the biggest swerves ever seen in pro wrestling. I talked to his dad a few days ago, and he slapped me in the face and told me not to annoy him about this thing. In terms of swerves, did you see that?
Yes, I did.
First of all,
I seen him take and beat on my nephew and him and and The Rock, and the whole gimmick. Me and my wife watched.
Wait, what were you saying about your nephew?
Yeah, Cody Rhodes is my nephew.
Oh,
from my first marriage.
Wait. Let's because
Dusty
people
was my
don't know.
brother-in-law.
Hold on. People don't know.
Oh, okay.
What is the?
My brother-in-law was Dusty Rhodes from my first marriage.
Right.
Okay. And Cody is my nephew. And Dustin Rhodes is my other nephew. Okay. And then Sags of the Nasty Boys, my other brother-in-law.
Wow. Yeah, Brian Knobs is having some major problems.
Yeah.
Now, so we pray for him.
Yes. Oh, God bless. Yeah.
So now that you saw what happened to Cody Rhodes, and in storyline fashion, if you had something you could say to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and John Cena after viewing that, what would you say to them?
What would I say to them?
Yeah.
Rock, you namby-pamby, suck ass, to do something so despicable. You can't handle your stuff on your own. You have to go behind somebody's back with somebody that he trusted as much as he has. One of the number one baby faces ever that come down the road. How many charities and events and stuff for underprivileged kids and people on their last breath that he went to see.
Yep.
Amazing, for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
Okay. And you and teaming up with him, I don't even know. It's not worth the breath coming out of my face to tell you what I really think.
So WrestleMania will be Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed title against John Cena. And I anticipate a swerve. I think that Cody's going to beat him, but somehow The Rock is going to make that 17th championship happen now that he's bought Cena off.
Yeah, it's very plausible. I can see that happening. And probably one of the greatest heel turns in history.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What were I look at them going back, way back, of course, is Bruno and Zbyszko when I was coming up. But Hulk Hogan turning against Randy Savage and creating the NWO, people still talk about that.
Exactly. That's what was put in my head by the great Malenko, even when I was learning this business, and he was teaching us. And everywhere I went in the territories and that, I learned more and I learned more. And he gave credence to the things that he taught me.
Yeah.
And he taught me the best heels were baby faces first.
Yep.
And they were so over as you could possibly get as a baby face. So when it comes time to turn you, they will hate you. And they will hate you from the bottom of their feet to the top of their head. They will hate you.
With Cena right now. One last question now. Have you talked to Cody since that incident?
No, not at all. Not at all. He's busy on the road. And
what advice would you give him after this whole thing had happened?
Kick ass. That's all I could tell you. Remember what they did to you, and every punch, every kick, every hold that you put on them, make them pay, make them hurt, and make the audience happy do that.
Where can people find you on social media?
Always Fred Ottman, and I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm not very social. So
You're not? I didn't know that.
No, I'm very social there, but for this device, it does not play well with others.
I like that. So I will see you in Las Vegas.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
I will. What do you want? By the way, I know I keep saying last question, but what do you want to say to the fans that hated you and loved you?
Thank you for just being you and loving the business, hopefully, as much as I love this business.
Yeah, both of us.